Even though you might be isolated or quarantined, you need to know that you are not alone. We are all in this together, even though we are separated. And these are my top 10 ideas of how to pass the time that are gaming related. And at the end of the video, I'll go through 10 ideas that are not gaming related, just in case. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel, Nintendo Collecting. And I'm shooting this video, of course, in my Nintendo room in my basement. First of all, I hope everyone is healthy. If you are not, I wish you a smooth, quick recovery. I do want to quickly shout out all the nurses, doctors, and medical staff that is working tirelessly just so that everyone else can stay healthy and so that we can try and flatten this curve. In my area, we are practicing social distancing, which should be more specific. We're trying to stay 6 feet away from people. We're not going out of the house unless we need to. And really, we're just trying to not spread this disease, spread this virus to other people, especially the elderly or people at risk, because it's really scary. However, let's try and escape in some positive way and let's get something good out of this. If you're a gamer or if you're an introvert, this is a great time for you to actually escape. However, here are 10 ideas for you to try and get away and pass the time positively if you have games available to you. So number 1, play a new game. One of the games that was just released, which is fantastic for trying to escape, is called Animal Crossing New Horizons. This poster is from EB Games, which I ordered it online and I got it with the game. So this game is a simulation game, basically, that you're playing as a character on an island with all of these villagers who are animals, and you owe Tom Nook a lot of money for being on this island, having your camp set up, which will eventually turn into a house. You collect fish, you collect insects. It's a great escape game right now for a lot of us who couldn't go on vacation for spring break or March break or things like that. I'm playing this a little bit, my wife's playing this a little bit on her Switch, which is a lot of fun, and my best friend Jordan's playing through this as well, which play a new game. Now, a new game for you does not need to be something that is brand new that just came out. For me, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is what I've been playing. I did post on Instagram that I finally beat this game. I have played for over 250 hours. I have over half the Korok seeds and all the memories and all of the outfits and everything like that, and I'm just about to download the DLC, which is new to me anyways for Breath of the Wild, even though the game's not that new. Other games that I really want to get into that are newish is Stardew Valley, really similar to Harvest Moon and actually Animal Crossing, I would say. And other games that I think are new, I want to beat Sonic Mania, and I also want to beat Super Mario 3D Land all the way through on my own and try and get all the stars in that one, which I haven't done before. So play a game that's new to you. If you don't have a new game, I would really highly recommend, if you have the Switch, of course, there's all the top games out there. Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Pokemon, Sword and Shield, Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, there's tons out there. So play a new game if you can, or a new game that you haven't played before. Number 2, relive a favorite of yours. Now, a favorite for me is Paper Mario. If you follow the channel, you'll definitely know that Paper Mario on the N64 is my favorite game, and one of my wife's favorite games is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I would love to play through this game again right now, and I have the time to do so. I may even go back and play through Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars on the Super Nintendo. The more recent Paper Mario games, not really my cup of tea, let's say. Sticker Star and Color Splash left a lot to be desired, but the other games are just wonderful. So go back and relive a favorite. For a lot of people, that could be Super Mario 64. It could be Ocarina of Time. It could be Banjo-Kazooie. It could be something that you want to go back that was one of your favorite games ever, and this is a great time to go back and experience that. Speaking of Banjo-Kazooie, right there, I am playing through this game, by the way, slowly but surely, trying to 100% get everything in that game. It's a wonderful collectathon. Number 3, for the gamer. If you have never heard of speedrunning before, perhaps look it up, maybe watch some people on Twitch, and learn to speedrun a game of your choice. You can pick something pretty simplistic and get into speedrunning, or something that's actually really complicated. The game that I got into speedrunning with was Super Mario on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. I can speedrun that game in roughly 6 minutes. A really good time would be under 5 minutes. And then Super Mario Bros. 3 I want to learn as well, and maybe Super Mario World. What is excellent for speedrunning right now is the Nintendo Switch online service. If you have it on your Switch, you can play NES games and Super Nintendo games, but the cool part about it is that you can use the rewind feature. If you make a mistake or if you die, you can rewind and learn how to speedrun that part properly, and then maybe go back to the original system and play it on those. You could also have the NES or Super Nintendo Classic, which I have down here, and learn to speedrun a game. So that's number 3. Good idea, I think. Number 4, play through the game on a harder difficulty setting. For some games like The Legend of Zelda, this might mean Master Mode or Hero Mode. Jordan just played through, or he's almost done, Wind Waker, and it got me thinking, I want to play through Wind Waker, one of my favorite games also, and play through Hero Mode, which means no hearts spawn in the real world in that game. You have to only use fairies or potions and things like that to restore your health, and enemies are harder. In Breath of the Wild, there's a Master Mode, which, same thing, everything's more difficult, you take more damage, enemies deal more damage, and the enemies actually have their health filling up over time. They basically heal themselves. In a lot of other games, you can choose the difficulty setting when you start up the game, so instead of using it on the normal difficulty, you could try it on a little bit of a harder setting. My one friend and I were trying to play Super Mario Strikers on the Legend status or Professional. I can't remember which one's the harder one, but it was insanely difficult to play through Super Mario Strikers in that regard. So play a new difficulty setting in a game. A lot of games do offer that. And even going to Paper Mario, I've been watching, I think Strider on YouTube. He's playing through Paper Mario games, these two in particular, on the harder setting. So there's some people online that use Dolphin or other emulation services to make the games even harder. So that's one thing I might recommend actually doing, or I might get into while I have this little bit of a break, let's call it, while everyone's trying to make sure that they're staying healthy. Number 5. Pick a game and try and collect everything in that game. So for me, in Zelda, Breath of the Wild, it's maybe get every single Korok seed. In Super Mario Odyssey, it might be try and get every single moon that exists. In Pokemon, look at how many wonderful Pokemon games there are. It could be try and catch every single one of the Pokemon, which is over 400 in Pokemon Sword and Shield right now. Try and catch them all, or go shiny hunting, which would be pretty cool. For me in Paper Mario, it's going to be try and get every single badge. In Ocarina of Time, it could be get all the Skulltulas, or Skulltulas, however you want to pronounce it. It could be play through every single character in Super Smash Bros. And try and clear certain modes. So try and play a game and collect everything in that game. Number 6, choose a different campaign or different playthrough in a game. The best one for me to talk about with this right now is probably Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which I have that edition right up there. You can play through 3 different factions or 3 houses in that game, and there's also DLC. So if you beat the game in one setting, you could probably change what you're going to beat with and play through a different campaign altogether. Another way of saying this is to do a different ending in a game. So something like Chrono Trigger has multiple endings at the end of the game, so not necessarily playing through a different campaign, but trying to beat this game with a different settings or the different types of end game that you will need, certain qualifications or whatever it is to get you to the end game, and see a different ending that you've never seen before. By the way, love this cover art, which is made by the same person who did all the art for Dragon Ball. It really does look cool. Chrono Trigger, one heck of a good game. So play through a different campaign in a game, because they do have several of them. For example, in StarCraft, there's the 3 different races. You could choose one of the different races. You could play through Donkey Kong Country with a different character entirely. Maybe this time around you use Cranky Kong. This game's also out on the Switch, and there is Funky Kong, so that's almost like a different campaign. Play through the game. That's number 6. Number 7. I know we're gamers, but you could also do something to work out that is gaming related. Now the first game I want to talk about is Ring Fit Adventure, which is out on the Switch. It's sold out everywhere. The game's supposed to cost about $80, but it's selling for triple that or more because it's sold out, but Nintendo did say they will try and restock shelves. I don't even have it yet. I would love to have that game to play through right now. It is like a simulation RPG adventure game that you do while working out with a rubber circular band. It's kind of really interesting, but it actually gets good reviews and it's pretty fun. Other workout games that we're using right now is something called Exerbeat, which is out on the Wii. This game is kind of expensive to pick up, but my wife has a lot of fun playing this. She also does Just Dance almost every day, plays through some dance songs. What I'm doing more regularly, though, is playing through Rock Band. Now, Rock Band is not that physical if you're playing the guitar or singing. However, the drums really does get me going. I have 2 kick pedals for my drum set, and I play some of the songs on Expert, and it really gets me going. I actually break a sweat sometimes and can play this workout game, I'm going to call it, if you play the drums. There's also Wii Fit, and there's Wii Fit U, so there are several other workout games that you can get into and try and play while you're during this hiatus from our normal lives. Number 8, plan a retro game night. This is a great idea if you have a family, if you have kids that have never played these retro games before that were fantastic. Grab a TV or a CRT TV or your NES Classic or Super Nintendo Classic or on your Switch and pull out some retro games. DuckTales is fantastic. Duck Hunt with the light gun is actually a blast. Excite Bike lets you create your own courses, which is pretty cool. And the Kirby Adventure game is fantastic. A lot of these games, like the Mega Man games, pull out what your childhood had and play through that maybe with someone else in your family and share that experience with them. For me, that might actually be Sonic 2. The original Sonic 2, so not Sonic Adventure 2, but going back to the original Sonic games. I do have them here, like Sonic Gems Collection and Sonic Mega Collection, but I also actually have a Sega Genesis that I could hook up and show my wife, and we could play through the original Sega games, the Sonic games, and all those great classics like Aladdin and Lion King and stuff like that. So if you have a CRT TV or an HD TV, it doesn't really matter. Hook up a retro game system and maybe make it once a week, like Monday night, you play retro game night, which would be really cool. I think that'd be awesome and a lot of fun. Number 9, play a multiplayer game. Now, if you don't have anyone to play with, you could go online, of course. So Super Smash Bros., this is my Super Smash Bros. Shrine, I would call it. This game you could play online against other people, the most characters in a Super Smash Bros. Game ever. Sakurai is bringing even more DLC characters for us to play, so play that online against other people. You could also play Super Mario Maker online against other people, or you could play locally, I guess. Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is great with multiplayer. Same with Super Mario 3D World, as is the new Super Mario games. Those are really fun with multiplayer. And other multiplayer games, we just played a version of Mario Party. I believe it was Mario Party 4. My wife, me, and her one best friend who's living alone right now around the corner, and she's self-isolating kind of with us sometimes. So that's a lot of fun. Play a multiplayer game, especially the Mario Karts. Such a blast. Super Mario Kart. Combine retro game night with a multiplayer game. The game that my wife and I are playing through right now is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. This is available on the Switch, and in this game we're trying to get all the puzzle pieces. There's up to 10 of them or more sometimes in a level that you have to get all of them and the Kong letters. We've beaten the first world 100% and we're just continuing that one. It's a lot of fun playing with a friend if you can play a multiplayer game, or go online if you don't have that opportunity to do so. So that's number 9. Number 10, the last one is a bit of a challenge to you guys. If you're up for it, pick your favorite gaming series and do a marathon in that series. Mario and Zelda are 2 series that I have done a marathon of almost every single year. Sorry we've dropped the ball in the last little while. It's just really hard to get everyone together, and the move happened, of course. But if you have time, play through all the main Mario games on home consoles. You could do it as any percent, or you could do it as 100%. That would be a really interesting thing to get after and try and do, I think. It would be a good challenge as well. I could actually probably do any percent and try and beat every single main Mario game this break if I have an opportunity to do so. Or maybe for me, Zelda, doing all the handheld games, because I haven't really beaten all of those games before. So that's 10 ideas. The other one that I want to mention as a bonus idea is to learn to speedrun, or learn to make YouTube videos. If you really want to not speedrun, learn to stream. So either learn to stream or learn to make videos on YouTube. This is a great time to try it out. This is a great time to try and set up streaming if you have the ability to do so, or if you have your phone, you could just try and shoot some videos and upload them online and put them on YouTube and just try it out because you have a good opportunity to do so. You have lots of time. So to go through those again, number 1, play a new game. Number 2, relive a favorite. Number 3, learn to speedrun. Number 4, play master mode of a game. Number 5, collect everything in a game. Number 6, choose a different playthrough ending or campaign. Number 7, play a workout game. Number 8, play a retro game night. Number 9, play a multiplayer game. And number 10, play every game in a series like a marathon. Alright, so that's the end of the top 10 list. However, here are 10 ideas to try and just get you going that's not gaming related as well. So here's 10 quick ideas. Number 1, call a friend. You can use any sort of video service. You can use Skype or Facebook or your phone in any way. We called some friends and talked to them for a few hours. I'm calling my sister, talking to them, and my parents. So just call a friend. Number 2, go for a walk outside or throw a frisbee, play with a soccer ball or a volleyball if you can a little bit. You can just juggle. Just try and get outside, try and get active as long as it's not too cold and you're staying away from other people. Number 3, read. Look at all of these Nintendo Power magazines that I could be reading right now that I haven't read through all of them before. Or I could read the Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia, or the Super Mario Bros. Encyclopedia, the official guide, or even all of the Zelda manga that I have not read before, and here are all the Prima guides. Read a book! Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hunger Games, some of my favorite series of all time, just to suggest a few. Number 4, get a project done or organize. My wife and I emptied out the entire kitchen, all of our cabinets, and we reorganized them. I made some more shelves. I cut out shelving to go around the piping underneath our sinks, and we reorganized and re-optimized that. I'm even trying to finish a little bit of the basement room behind the secret door over here and trying to, I guess, frame out the ductwork a bit. Number 5, play a board game. Board games are great if you have other people to play them with. You could also play board games online. Here are my board games. I have some Monopoly, Zelda Monopoly, Pokemon, and Mario. I also have Super Mario Level Up, Checkers, Yahtzee. My wife and I actually have 50 board games, more than 50 upstairs. Ones that I would recommend are Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, Killer Bunnies is hilarious, and Sushi Go, I would say, are excellent options for playing some board games. Number 6, learn to cook or learn to cook something new. My wife and I, we do cook. She's a better cook than I am, but I definitely need to learn to cook a little bit better. If you have the food to do so, try and learn a new recipe and learn to cook. Number 7, if you can, learn a new instrument if there's one in your house lying around. Guitar, a set of drums, a piano, something in your house. Maybe someone could even teach you if they're a family member, or look up YouTube videos and try and learn a new instrument. Number 8, learn a new language. If your parents can speak another language, or a family member, or if you're really interested in learning another language, why not? Now you have the time to do so. Number 9, clean. For me, that means dusting this room. A lot of people ask, how do I deal with dusting? I take off everything off the shelf and then dust and then put it back. It takes a long time. I try and do it every few months, but this is definitely the time for me to do it. Look at all those amiibo I need to dust. Number 10, lastly, of course, everyone's watching a lot of Netflix. Everyone's already doing this, but start a new show that you have never seen before. Start something that you just love. So if you have any recommendations for shows that I should be watching right now or games that I should be playing right now, please comment below and let me know below what I should maybe check out. I'm thinking my wife and I are going to start watching Westworld. We've never seen that before. Of course, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad is excellent, Friends is fantastic. Then there's more shows that are just fun to watch, like I said, kind of like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or Big Bang Theory, just good shows to have on in the background even. So you can comment below, are there any ideas or do you have any tips for me that I should do this break kind of to pass the time? I do want to give a huge shout out to all the doctors, the nurses, the medical staff that are working beyond extra hours to try and keep everyone safe and trying to keep us all alive. I tip my hat to you. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And let's try and get through this. Even though we're apart, let's try and get through this together as much as we can. And I hope you can at least find a little bit of enjoyment out of your day. And hopefully this video helped with that. Hey, we're really close to hitting 100,000 subscribers. I think we're at 97,000. If we can push a little bit more, I have a face reveal coming sometime soon about that as well. So let's try and click that like button, share this video, comment if you can. It's been really hard to get views on YouTube recently with the new algorithm and how things have changed. A lot of people are talking about that, but I would love to try and keep making videos and stay healthy and stay positive, everyone. Thanks for watching. Feel free to fill that like bucket, follow me on all social media links in the description below the video, and remember, as always, go collect them all, keep smiling while gaming, and stay healthy, everyone. Let's